Peace and prosperity be unto all who's listening and watching. It's your girl Cashapp LaShaWright, and I'm back with another video. And today we're going to talk about why you don't love your job. And it's not an easy context. It's not easy to get into, but it's definitely something people suffer from. A lot of people are in this generation, this new generation, a lot of people are getting away from working jobs, getting away from being in college, getting away to going to schools for degrees, because nowadays the level of importance for degrees have slowly dropped, and the importance of other things like having a skill or getting a trade has highly increased, because the level of skill and the level of things that you actually know and how well you can solve problems and help people with their problems pretty much increases the amount of work that you have. Successful people provide solutions for people's problems in order to create multiple streams of income. They help people in numerous ways, and by helping others, they help themselves increase income. Now, in the working industry, you're always trading your time for money, and you're not necessarily making residual money where you're making money in your sleep after doing one thing one time. So I learned a lot becoming an entrepreneur. I partially work a job, and I also am full-time entrepreneur when I'm not at my job. My job is to maintain my bills and help push forward my investments in stocks and everything else. The reason why you don't love your job is either because you don't see the true value in what it's doing for the period of time that you're using it for, like your reason. Like, a lot of people don't think about the reasons for why they're doing stuff, and how it's serving their purpose and how it's serving them for now. Some people are young and don't always have like a selective vision or a selective purpose or something that they're pursuing right now. And a lot of people are miserable at their job because they don't really know what they want. One, you don't know what you want, and you're miserable at a job that you don't really want to be at. You want freedom, but you don't know how to achieve that freedom because you're trapped at a 9-to-5, working, being stressed, doing things that are totally not in your agenda or what you want. A lot of people should fall in line with what they love doing. Some people say you should never pursue your hobby for full-time income passion, because your passion doesn't help others, which isn't true in every case. If you're an artist, you know people love art and it helps them express themselves in some way. They feel that you express their emotions in this amazing painting. Music is another way that people express themselves. So there is some need for something that you are passionate about. You just got to find a way that serves people in the way that they need for every present moment that they're in, right? People use food to make themselves happy sometimes. Some people eat ice cream obsessively to make themselves happy. You are catering to the needs of others, and that's how you gain multiple streams of income. Now, the biggest thing of why you don't love your job is because it's not something that aligns with who you are or who you want to be. And sometimes we get caught up on what we're not and where we at right now, and all these different things that kind of hold us back, keep us in a box. But if you focus on how it's helping you, if you're somebody who's actually have a vision, then you're different from somebody who doesn't have a vision and doesn't know what they want. Now, somebody who is like myself, I can give examples. Somebody who is actually focused on something and has a vision, has a purpose, has something they do things for, really enjoys helping people, giving solutions, and really helping their problems, and knowing that they're great at these things and they've overcome these and they had their own experience in these specific things. Knowing those things it puts me in a different position than somebody who is just now getting started, doesn't really know what they want, but miserable in the same sense, because people who know what they want and people who don't know what they want are just as miserable, right? Just as unhappy at their jobs, just as unhappy with life, just as unhappy with things. Like, we all get to this place in life where we feel like what we're doing is not enough. And when we do things, that's still not enough. So when we're not doing anything, it's not enough. And when we're doing things, it's not enough. So in life, it can never be enough. But when you learn to accept what you've done and all the things that you have achieved and the place that you are now, like, it's okay not to know what you want. It's okay to just be in the state of figuring things out and really trying to identify with that vision, that dream, that idea, that business, whatever it is that you want to start. You don't want to work a job, so figure out what it is that you actually have a love for, or something that you have experience in, or something that people always say that you're good at, and you can help people with that, and you can supply a need to the world that may be a major need to millions of people. But it really takes focus, energy, and time to cultivate the skills that are necessary to help millions and millions of people. And it really does take consistency. And the thing about working a job is just like over the years, you become very depressed because you're somebody who sets high goals. If you're somebody in the category of like entrepreneurship and you got a business and your business is not doing well right now because COVID, if you got a business that requires you to go door to door or requires you to be out in the market or just be out, COVID really messed up brick and mortar businesses for sure. They stopped getting sales. They stopped getting and walk-in customers. A lot of banks shut their inside down, and a lot of people banks closed down and relocated in different areas because it was more popular in those specific areas. Some people had to change up their plan, had to change up their game plan. Some people's business failed. Some people's some banks fell apart. Some top businesses, some top stocks have failed down. Some major fallings have happened since COVID. But the thing about that is it puts you in an incredible position because we are in the age of Aquarius, and this is the age of technology and information, where technology is ever advancing, and there's a consistent growth of technology. Just like currency. Cryptocurrency is the biggest talk of now. Like, that is how we're going to be paying things in the future. We're no longer going to have like physical wallets. We're going to have wallets on our phones. Some people already use their wallets on their phone. I'm not in that state yet, but some people are really elevating. There's places that are already up there, very elevated. China is very advanced in their technology. We're catching up in a sense. But I'm saying technology is very advanced, and if you're in the business world or entrepreneur and you're trying to make a decision for yourself, online is the best attraction, the best attention. Take yourself to TikTok, try YouTube, try Facebook. Facebook can be, most people don't go to it as much. People think it's saturated. People don't go to it. It's kind of getting like MySpace, but I don't really think it'll ever become completely dead. Most people are on Clubhouse now, having their discussions, but a lot of people go to TikTok. TikTok is where people have a lot of fun. They enjoy themselves. They see a lot of cool videos. And TikTok is a great way to grow the audience as well. The thing about becoming anything, is being sure about what you want and deciding on that and really getting out there. You want to figure out the information that you need for that specific thing so that you can, I wouldn't say necessarily become successful at it right away, because that's not a case, man. You grow with it as you become better. Nothing is a fast success. Nothing happens overnight. I don't care what people say. People took the things that you don't see people doing are the things that they're being rewarded for in person. Like that things that you see people get it rewarded for, they've been working years to make this happen. So I need you to understand that, you know, I know we don't love our jobs. I personally don't love my job. But I love that I'm able to invest in stocks, that I'm able to pay my bills. And sometimes, yes, the little small check is not enough. It's not enough for me to do more with. I can't buy tons of stocks. I have to put money back just to buy stocks. And is it bothersome? Yes, it's very bothersome. Do I feel like I'm not where I want to be? I always feel like I'm not where I want to be, but I know that I'm always where I should be. Do life feel like it's leaving me? Sometimes life is fleeting. I just have to stay moving forward, and then life will always be redirected for me. I believe myself enough that I know that my dreams can come true, even if the things that I'm doing don't always seem as significant as what I want, right? Because what we want always seems more important than what we're doing. And sometimes we get lost in what we don't have till we forget what we already have. So what I want to say is the importance of this is it's a lot of people with jobs, like myself, who are entrepreneurs or striving for a dream or just really trying to be a full-time entrepreneur, just full-time whatever, doing something outside of work. Because this new generation is not about working a job. They're for working themselves. But to be in this path, you got to have the mental toughness. You got to be strong. You got to have no gives a crap about things. You got to be ready for it. And you got to be sure about what you want. I mean, you got to be willing to experiment. You got to be willing to risk. You got to be willing to invest. You got to be willing, and you got to be able to overcome comfort zones and just really step out there on faith, because that's what it's going to take, faith. And then for those who really don't know what they want, don't have that dream, that vision, or haven't really decided, and they're working a job, they're just as miserable as the entrepreneur, but the entrepreneur may be a little bit ahead. Thing is, if you know something you want to do, go out there and do it. Find someone who's good at it. Either invest in a course, read up on it, find someone like a mentor, and do that. And learn from those people, not only the things they do to make themselves successful, but the mistakes they made so that you won't make the same mistakes. And those are my tips on pretty much why you don't love your job. I mean, I don't personally love my job. For a long time, I felt very drained, very miserable. I felt like I should be some other place. But the biggest thing is, as long as you believe that you're on the right path, then be proud of yourself. Never give up on that dream.